Hello and good morning. It's Phil Thatch, and once again, I'm out here in the back porch blind. It's kind of a sunny morning. I've gotten started a little bit late. It's 8 o'clock. It's March the 28th, I believe, today, and it's still cold. We got a little cold snap. It's not exceedingly cold. It's 40 degrees or so. So I've brought the heater back out to the blind to help me stay a little bit warmer. And today I'm using the R7 and the 100 to 500, quite possibly my favorite birding combination. And I've seen a lot of birds out here this morning. As a matter of fact, I was going to go downtown and do street photography today, and I saw so many birds out here, I shifted gears and said, you know what, even though I've just released 4 birding videos in a row, I'm going to do another birding video because I'm seeing lots of birds out here. So hopefully I will get some. And another change I've made, I've had one layer of camo netting on the blind, and then I bought another one, and so there were 2 layers, and now I've taken that second one and I've folded it up where half of it was hanging down in front of a piece of wood where it wasn't in front of the window. I've folded it up, so now I've got 3 layers, so I think that is helping the birds not be able to see me. I've already seen a couple of birds. I saw a Carolina chickadee and a male house finch and a tufted titmouse just came up really early, and then I realized that I didn't have my glasses, so I was trying to chimp and see if I got any of those, and I realized I didn't have my glasses, so I had to go back inside and get my glasses, and that spooked the birds, so they'll come back in a few minutes. Okay, today I'm showing you the pictures before I send them through Topaz Denoise AI. Usually I show them to you after I send them through Topaz Denoise AI, but I wanted to show you what changes I made in the edit. And here's the Carolina chickadee, and this is actually the very first click this morning. I got into the blind, I turned on my camera, I got my settings straight, and this bird came up and landed. And the first click was this shot, and the next picture I'm going to show you was the second click of the morning. That almost never happens. So here's what I did to the picture. I took the highlights down by 28, I bumped the contrast by 15, and that's all in the basic panel. And then up here, I did mask just the area that you see turning red in the eye. See the red area in the eye there? I masked that area and I bumped the exposure by 56. And then the next thing I did was a radial gradient to add some vignette. Let me get this thing down to 6.3. What I do is I shrink my picture down as small as I can get it, and then I make this huge radial gradient. Then I invert it, and I take the exposure all the way down 4 stops, as you can see over here. And that makes just the slightest little vignette. And let me get it back to where it fits the screen and get rid of this. And I'll show you the difference that makes. Here it is with the vignette on, and there it is with it off. It doesn't change the way the bird looks at all, but it draws your eye to the bird, almost like there's a spotlight on it, but it's so slight. You know, a lot of times when people do vignette, it's really heavy in the corners and then not much here. Mine just gradually darkens from the corner all the way to this area right here, which isn't darkened at all. And that makes your eye drawn to the bird just that much more and gives the picture a much nicer look. Next, I'm going to show you how much I cropped the picture. I like to crop to 16:9, and there is the crop. So the R7 with its 32.5 megapixels is very croppable. So there is the crop, and let's see, that still left me 43.99 by 24.74, which is much more than 4K, and 4K is my canvas. My settings on this shot was 1/400th of a second, f5.6, 324 millimeters, and ISO 640. And because this shot has not been run through Topaz yet, you can see a pretty good bit of noise in these darker areas here. And I don't do any sharpening except for in Topaz, so there's no sharpening applied to this bird. And here's what that shot looks like full screen. This is the next shot directly in the sequence, and this has the exact same edit. I just copied the settings from the previous picture and then moved the edit on the eye to the right place and moved the vignette circle to the right place. Exactly the same settings, exactly the same adjustments. And so it's always nice when you can get 2 pictures of a bird on the same perch. So there it is, the beautiful Carolina chickadee. And there's the crop on the second chickadee picture. Next, a tufted titmouse landed on my favorite perch with the Leland cypress in the distant background. This is a 1/400th of a second shot, f5.6, 324 millimeters and ISO 400. Didn't do a whole lot to this one either. I increased the exposure by 0.2 of a stop. I bumped the vibrance a pretty good bit, plus 28. And then in the mask panel, I did highlight the bird. I did select subject to highlight the bird, but it also selected the branch. So I subtracted the branch, and let's see what I did to the bird. I bumped the exposure by 0.39. I dropped the highlights by 22. I pulled the shadows by 39, and I bumped the saturation of the bird by 13. And I also did another radial gradient vignette just like I did in the other one. This is the crop that I did on the titmouse photograph. Still plenty of resolution left and lots of detail, as you can see here. This is the edited version of the titmouse shot, and there it is before the edit. So a pretty dramatic difference with those adjustments that I showed you. This is another photograph of the titmouse from the same burst. It's not sequential. These two pictures weren't in a row like the chickadee pictures were, but it is from the same burst, and it does have the exact same edit. And I'll show you the crop on this one. Here's the second titmouse shot with the edit that I showed you, and there it is before the edit. Edited, not edited. I was happy with both of these photographs, especially look at the sharpness, and this has not been sharpened yet. I sharpened with Topaz Denoise, and look how sharp it is, even though it hasn't been sharpened yet. Just a fantastic pair of pictures that I was really happy to capture this morning, and I thought it was going to be a great morning, but I ended up not getting very many shots in total. With the third layer of camo netting, it's actually harder for me to spot birds as they come in to my perches, which is makes it a little more difficult, but it's definitely better because the birds, when I can't see them, they probably can't see me either. And man, there's a lot of light this morning, and since I talked to you last, I've managed to get photographs of lots more house finches and a mockingbird. Here is the northern mockingbird sitting right on top of one of my perches. This is 300 millimeters, 1/640th of a second, f5.6, and ISO 250. Let's see what I did to this one. In the basic panel, I bumped the exposure by 0.65. I bumped the contrast a bunch, 21. I took the highlights down to -100 and the whites down to -30. And then in the masking panel, I did mask the bird, and I bumped the exposure of just the bird by another 0.4 of a stop and pulled the shadows to 34. So I didn't do a whole lot to this one either. These full sun shots don't need much. Now let's look at the crop. This one I cropped and straightened because I didn't have my camera level for some reason. And you can see this is the perch that's just screwed onto the railing of the porch, and just out of the frame on the handrail of the perch is lots and lots of bird seed. So the bird comes up here to get the bird seed, and I capture it on the perch without the bird seed in the shot. This is the edited mockingbird shot, and there it is before the edit. Edited, not edited. Edited, not edited. Okay, my next shot is this northern cardinal, and it has landed on another one of my perches. It's got a bird seed in its mouth, and there was so much light on the cardinal that as it was chewing on the seed, you could see the dust. Some of these seeds have dust all over them. You could see the dust flying up through the air, which I thought was pretty cool. And look at this basic panel. Nothing has been done. Let's take a look at the crop. Not cropped very much this shot. And you can see the bird seed just out of the frame, just like in the mockingbird photograph that I showed you previously. You can see the screw in the frame that holds the perch down, but we'll repair that in just a minute. Let's take a look at what I did in the masking panel. I did highlight the bird, as you can see here. And what did I do to the bird? I dropped its highlights by 43, and I increased its shadows by 44. So let's take a look at before and after. So that's all that was done to the picture. Just highlight the bird, pull the shadows, and reduce the highlights. And it goes from that to that. Pretty cool. But what am I going to do about that screw? Well, here's what I did. I pulled it into Photoshop, and you can see the screw down there, and I selected the remove tool, and the one with the stars by it is the one that has the AI, and that's the one I like to use. And I just painted on top of the screw just like that, and the screw disappeared. And then I saved it from Photoshop and back into Lightroom, but that's how I got rid of the screw. Recently, a tree fell down in my neighbor's backyard, And at about 9 o'clock this morning, a crew with chainsaws and wood chippers came to take care of the mess. It's 11:30 now, and I've basically gotten nothing since 9 o'clock when the chainsaw started, so I think I'm going to call it a day. Sorry this one was so short. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see some more stuff like this, hopefully a little longer, subscribe and hit the bell. Have a great day. Bye-bye.